February of 1964. The New Yorker in those days used to make a big deal of theater, and they used to print so many credits in shows when a show was opening. So, Any Wednesday, a new comedy by Muriel Resnick, starring Sandy Dennis and Dawn Porter, directed by Henry Kaplan, produced by, George W. George, Frank Granite, Peter Katz, Edwin Spector Production, and Howard Erskine. And then, this is printed now in New York Magazine, in parentheses, have we got them all? Meaning 5 producers to put on a show? Well, today, if that happened, there'd be a feature in the New York Times about how remarkable it is. But back then, most shows had one producer, David Merrick, Harold Prince, St. Suber, sometimes 2, Fewer and Martin, the people who produce Guys and Dolls and Silk Stockings and Where's Charlie and The Boyfriend. But 2 usually was the limit. And here we are with 5 people trying to raise $85,000 to put a play on Broadway. Well, this one went through real tryout hell as well. For one thing, the person they wanted to play the subsidiary role, everybody said, no, we are not hiring this man, he's no good. The playwright said, I think he's terrific, I wish you'd hire him. But they hired Dick York, who left during the trial saying, excuse me, I've got an offer to do a TV show called Bewitched, and I'm taking it, I'm leaving. And they said, all right, we gotta hire this other guy, we have no choice. All right, Gene Hackman, you've got the part, go ahead, you can have it. Because it's not gonna work out anyway. They went through 4 directors, one of whom lasted 72 hours because he had a completely different take on it. The reviews in Boston when it was trying out were not good at all. Everything's going wrong. And yet it came to town. It was just one of those marvelous things that sometimes you're at the right place at the right time. Everything goes right that opening night. And the first week, after all the critics liked it and loved Sandy Dennis in the part, suddenly that 40,000 capacity, that's how much it would take if every seat were sold, $40,000. That first week in, after the reviews came out, they took in 39,900. So, I mean, all of a sudden everybody wanted to see Any Wednesday, which even got a film sale. It's kind of funny, when Jason Robards was opening at the same time in an Arthur Miller play called After the Fall, he could have never believed that in his future he would be in the movie version of Any Wednesday a few years later, because nobody expected anything to come of this show. And yet it did, and when Sandy Dennis left, in fact, she was replaced by, of all people, Barbara Cook. You don't expect Barbara Cook to be in a commercial comedy, which is about a woman who's turning 30, and she's the mistress of a man, and she sees him every Wednesday, and he claims to his wife he's out of town on business. That's what it was about. A very nice little comedy. I must say I watch the movie every now and then, just as a time capsule type thing. Subject Was Roses. Here's the best story about that. Subject Was Roses opened May 25th, 1964. On March 12th, 1964, and 74 days earlier, it did not have a producer. They got that show in 74 days, raising the money. Now, as I say, $85,000 was about the average for a show then. They said, the best we can do is 40,000. That's the minimum we can get it in for, but we'll do it for 40,000. And to the point at which the producer actually says, I can design the set. Everybody pitched in, and essentially what happened was now what we'd call a Kickstarter campaign. They went to all their friends, they said, please, $100, we'll take it. And they finally got it. And the thing was, this was another show that opened like Fade Out Faded after the Tony Awards, and it was not going to get any publicity. In fact, one of the reviews says, didn't anybody tell them the awards season is over? But everybody, all the critics except for one, John Chapman of the News, liked the play immeasurably. And what's so amazing is the fact that it had an advance sale of $168. Yeah, that wasn't a lot of money in those days. There's that famous, I love this story, when Jacques Brel was opening, they had an advance sale of $8. They had sold one ticket. And somebody said to the producer, how you doing? He said, how am I doing? Do you know what our advance sale is? $16. That's what it is, $16. He had to double it. He was ashamed to say 8. 16 would be such a big deal. Anyway, so here are all these good reviews for The Subject Was Roses. And But now it's still a struggle because there aren't famous people in it. I mean, who's Martin Sheen? I mean, who knows who he is? You know, I mean, so it's not going to work out. It's a small family drama about a boy who comes home from the army and now he wants to move out. Horrors his parents think, you know.